Hey guys, how you doing? It's Nation here. So we're going to carry on with the starting a 30k army series. And we're going to have a look at the HQ slots today. So predominantly this is just for the rules. It's kind of a disclaimer. I will probably get some things wrong. There are possibly FAQs and erratas out there as well. So basically just take this as kind of guidelines instead of actual fact. I'll read it out as best I can, but if you find something updated that's new, then by all means you are possibly right. So yeah, we're going to run through the HQ slots. After this, we'll go on to looking at the Lords of War. But with the HQ slots also comes the Rites of War as well. So yeah. Bear this in mind. So it's HQ and Rites of War. They all kind of come under the Legion Praetor sort of section. So we'll start off with the Legion Praetor. This is basically your Grandmaster, Lord of the entire Legion sort of thing, apart from possibly a Primarch. So like the second in command to the Primarch. Start off at 100 points. It's Weapon Skill 6, BS 5, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 3 wounds, Initiative 5, Attacks 4, Leadership 10, and a 2-up save. So it's Legion Praetor, infantry character. It's got artificer armor, bolt pistol, chainsaw and combat blade, frag and crack grenades. It doesn't have a bolter as standard. You can have a war gear as a Terminator. You have Terminator armor or Cataphractite armor. You get a combi bolter and a power weapon. Special rules: you get Legionnaires to start, Master of the Legion, and independent character are the special rules for the Legion Praetor. Let's go through what I can have. The Legion Praetor may take one of the following: a bolter, a combi weapon, or a Volkite charger. The Legion Praetor may exchange their bolt pistol and or chainsaw combat blade for one of the following: Volkite Serpenta, plasma pistol, Archaeotech pistol. Those are pretty nasty. Heavy chainsaw, charnel saber, power weapon, power fist, single lightning claw, thunder hammer, or paragon blade. Paragon blades are brutal. Legion Praetor may exchange both their bolt pistol and chainsaw / combat blade for a pair of lightning claws. Legion Praetor may take melter bombs. Legion Praetor may take digital lasers. Praetor may upgrade a single weapon to become mastercrafted. You may take one of the following: a combat shield, refractor shield, boarding shield, or iron halo. So yeah, unlike 40k, your captains and stuff don't come with iron halos as standard. He may take one of the following: a jump pack, Space Marine bike with twin link bolters, or Legion Scimitar jet bike with a heavy bolter. So I'm never quite sure about those last two, just because you can upgrade the bikes and the jet bikes to have different weapons on them. Whether or not you can do that with this one, I don't know. But yes. Options for Terminator armor only. Alternatively, the Legion Praetor may be equipped with Terminator armor, and if this is the case, use the following list of options. A Terminator may be one of the following: Terminator armor, combi weapon, and power weapon. Or Cataphractite armor with combi weapon and power weapon. They're the same points cost. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which. We've gone through the Terminator armor so in previous video. They may exchange their combi bolter for one of the following: a combi weapon or a Volkite charger. They may exchange their power weapon for one of the following: a power fist or lightning claw, chain fist, thunder hammer, or paragon blade. Terminator may exchange both their power weapon and combi bolter for a pair of lightning claws. Terminator may take digital lasers. A Terminator may take an iron halo. A Terminator may upgrade a single weapon to become mastercrafted. Terminator may take a grenade harness as well. So yeah, you can do quite a lot with your Lord. That's not all his rules though. There are some more. Okay, so Master of the Legion, there's some fluff stuff there. Space Marine Legion Army may only include a single model with this rule as part of the HQ choice per 1,000 points in a force. A model with a special rule may also include a command squad as a retinue as part of the same choice on the force organization chart. We'll go over them in a minute. If the army's warlords, see the Warhammer 40k rulebook, they have the Master of the Legion special rule. They may also roll twice on the chosen warlord trait chart, re-rolling any doubled results, and select which of the two results they wish to use. So basically roll 2 and you can pick one of the two. It's not you can pick both. Okay, then we've got Rites of War. The use of one of the Rites of War is always an option, as they impose limitations on your army, as well as offering other abilities and new configurations of units to the Force Organization chart. In particular, you may be prevented from using certain types of units unless you purchase a particular type of dedicated transport for them. This makes creating the army list a little more complex procedure than normal, and is recommended mainly for experienced players. So Rites of War is basically you start customizing the Force Organization chart to how you want to play. There are some upsides, there are some downsides to them. We'll go over them though in a minute. Only one Rites of War formation may be used by an army, regardless of whether multiple characters with this rule are included, and the Rites of War chosen only affects the force's primary detachment, so it doesn't affect your allies. However, allied forces eligible to do so may use different rites, or none at all. Effects do not carry over all allied forces from the primary detachment and vice versa. So it's basically saying, yeah, your primary detachment can take him, but it doesn't affect your allied at all. But vice versa, if your allied does it, it doesn't affect your primary at all. And they must be kept separate. So yeah, they don't really work with each other. So, okay, several of the more common Rites of War for the Space Marine legions are shown below. Individual legions or special characters may also have unique Rites of War of their own. That's fair enough. Okay, so let's go into this. Rites of War. Orbital Assault. All units in the army eligible to take a Rhino as a dedicated transport may instead select a Legion or Dread Corps drop pods as dedicated transports. Basically, instead of Rhinos, you take drop pods. Legion Dreadnoughts may take Legion drop pods as dedicated transports on a 1-to-1 ratio. Contemptor Dreadnoughts may take Dreadclaw drop pods, see page 45, as dedicated transports on a 1-to-1 ratio. Units and models in Terminator armor gain the Deep Strike special rule, because Terminators don't have Deep Strike as a standard in 30k. And Legion Rapier weapons batteries may select Legion drop pods as dedicated transports. So you can drop in Rapier batteries as well. Limitations. So those are the upsides. Now there's limitations. Units that cannot be deployed via Deep Strike either by having access to the rule themselves or because they cannot be carried in a transport vehicle that has it, infantry and drop pods for example, may not be chosen as part of the army. So basically you can't take any unit that cannot drop pod in. Oh sorry, Deep Strike. Deep Strike. Not drop pod. So you can take Jump Pack Marines, that's fine. Storm Eagles, Flyers, all that lot you can take, no problem. You can't take anything that can't. But what you could do on the flip side of that is, because like Storm Eagles have Deep Strike, I suppose you could put the unit inside that. It wouldn't be a dedicated transport, but they'd be in there. I don't know if you can do that with dedicated transports. If you can stick a unit in like a tank or something that has the transport capabilities at the beginning of the game, so you don't have to embark, they're just already in it. Whether or not they can do it, I don't know, you guys let me know. Honestly, I don't know on that one. There's some other ones. You may not take Fortification Allied Detachment. Sorry, a Fortification Allied Detachment. All units purchased dedicated transports in this army must begin the game transported within them. So yeah. So if you do buy a 10-man tank squad with a drop pod, they have to go in the drop pod. Can't just not. So, why you wouldn't, I don't know. Rites of War, says there's the second one. Armoured Spearhead. All units of this in this army eligible to take a Rhino as a dedicated transport may instead select either a Land Raider Phobos or a Land Raider Proteus, if they number 10 models or fewer as their dedicated transport. Pretty nasty. Tank shock inflicted by tanks in the force imposed an additional -1 leadership penalty. Yeah, if you like Land Raiders, this is the one for you. expensive, but yeah. All units with the infantry type in the army must either be purchased dedicated transports. That's weird wording. Dedicated transports and start the game deployed inside them, or begin play transported inside another vehicle in the army. This in essence means that you may not take more infantry models in your army during the selection than you have transport capacity to carry. So basically, you have to take them in a tank. So yeah, I see that as more as an upside. I don't see that as a massive limitation. However, there are some more actually. Should all the tanks in a force be destroyed in a battle, then the enemy counts as having scored an additional secondary objective. Okay, so that makes it a bit worse. You may not take fortification in the allied detachment. Personally, I like armoured spearhead. I think that's cool. But we'll carry on. Rite of War, Angel's Wrath. Any model with the jump infantry type gets hit and run special rule if it did not already possess it. That's pretty brutal. Any unit eligible to take a Rhino as a dedicated transport may instead take a Storm Eagle gunship as a dedicated transport. Yeah, loads of flyers. Okay, limitations. Only units with the jump infantry, skimmer and jet bike types, as well as infantry units which begin the game inside transporting skimmers and flyers, may be chosen as part of the force. This in essence means that you may not take more infantry models in your army during selection than you have skimmer flyer transport capacity to carry. No unit with the tank type, unless a skimmer or a flyer, may be taken as part of the army. So there's no tanks there. You may not take a fortification allied detachment. So yeah, if you like flyers, that's going to be good, but there's no tanks on the ground. Right. Rite of War, Pride of the Legion. This one I see a bit actually. Veteran and Terminator squads are troop choices in the force, and units of either of these types must be selected to the force's compulsory troop selections. This also includes any Legion-specific Terminator squads, which are also elite choices. So if you got a Phoenix card or something for Emperor's Children, then yeah. Command squads may take Land Raider may take a Land Raider of either the Proteus or the Phobos type as a dedicated transport. That's fair enough. Should all veterans in a Terminator squad in the force be destroyed in battle, then the enemy counts as having scored an additional secondary objective. You may not take an allied force detachment. So you can't take allies with this one. That's interesting. However, you can take a hell of a lot of leads. So yeah, those are the Rites of War. As there are other Rites of War that other legions and stuff have, but that's what we've got. So we're going to move on to the Legion Centurion. Now the Centurion is kind of an interesting one in 30k, because unlike 40k where you pick a librarian, you pick a chaplain and stuff like that, the Centurion is that, but you customize it to how you want it to be. So the Legion Centurion is a WS 5, BS 5, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 2 wins, Initiative 5, Attacks 3, Leadership 9, 3 up save, and it costs 50 points. He has power armor, bolt pistol, chainsword and combat blade, frag and crack grenades. War gear, Terminator only, Terminator armor or cataphract armor, combi bolter, and power weapon. Special rules: Legionnaires Astartes, console and independent character. Okay. So what can he take? He can take a bolter, a combi weapon, a Volkite charger, he can take a Volkite serpent, a plasma pistol, heavy chainsword, charnel saber, power weapon, power fist, single lightning claw, thunder hammer. He can take a pair of lightning claws, he can take melter bombs, he can take artificer armor, he can take a combat shield, refractor field, boarding shield, he can take a jump pack, he can take a bike, and he can take a jet bike. Terminator armor is pretty much the same as the Praetor. So you can take normal Terminator armor, cataphracti. You can have a Volkite. You can have a combi weapon or a Volkite charger. You can have a power fist, lightning claw, chain fist, thunder hammer, or a pair of lightning claws. So yeah, now you upgrade them. So you can do that. You can customize it whatever you want. Now you upgrade them. You might want to do this bit first though. Okay, so console. Any Centurion may be upgraded to one of these roles for the points cost listed, gaining any wargame special rules and abiding by your army limitations shown. No console may have more than one particular upgrade. These upgrades should always be clearly represented on the model. Basically, don't take a librarian if he looks like a chaplain, etc, etc. Okay, so first one is Chaplain. Wargear, you get a Crozius Arcanum with power weapon type shown as on the model. Special, you get Zealot. And that's for 35 points. That's pretty brutal. Master Signal. I like this guy. Wargear, you get a Cognis Signum and a Nuncio Vox. May not take a combi weapon, boarding shield, bolter, power fist, thunderhammer, lightning claw, bike, jet bike, or terminator armor. Special rule. Bombardment. Once per game, in lieu of firing a weapon in the shooting phase, they can opt to call in a bombardment attack against the enemy. This has the following profile: bombardment, range unlimited, strength 8, AP 3, ordnance D3, large blast, barrage. So yeah. Now, one of these special rules, I think it's a Cognis Signum. Instead of shooting, he can grant 1 unit plus 1 BS. So for Space Marines, it means they're going to start hitting on 2s. Pair him up with stuff. It's brutal. Okay, Legion Champion. I don't actually see that many of these. Wargear, one close combat weapon wielded by the Legion Champion gains the Mastercrafted special rule. Okay. Special rule, Supreme Fighter, increase WS to 6. Honor of the Legion, must re-roll failed attempts at Glorious Intervention and must always issue challenges in combat if able. Fair enough. Next one, Librarian. 25 points plus the cost of the Psychic Mastery. So you pay 25 points to upgrade him. Must take up to 2 levels of Psychic Mastery costing 20 points each. Now I'm always confused about this. Do you pay 25 points and then pay another 20 points straight away? Because it'd make more sense just saying that was 45 points. A single Psychic Discipline from the Warhammer 40k rulebook is then chosen. So you can only take 1 discipline. Not like the other ones. Replaces his chainsword or combat blade or power weapon, if in the Terminator armor, with a force weapon. A force sword, force axe, or force stave may be chosen. So there's your psychic bits. Forge Lord. 35 points. He has a servo armor and artificer armor. Additional wargear listed for the Tech Marine on page 23 may also be taken at the cost indicated. May take a Cortex controller for 15 points. And special is Battlesmith. Okay, Primus Medicae is the next one. You get an Arthesium and a Needle Pistol. Your special rule, Sacred Trust, in missions where victory points are scored for destroying units. If a Primus Medicae is within 6 inches of a friendly Space Marine infantry or jump infantry which has been wiped out by an enemy, roll on a d6. On a 5+, the player whose unit was destroyed also gains a victory point as well as the enemy. Yeah, that doesn't really make as well as the enemy. Unit that was destroyed also gains. So that doesn't really do anything apart from just add more points to the list. The way that's worded is a little bit ambiguous because it could be that if you get a point, he gets a point. Or it could be the fact that if you're within close proximity of their unit, they could get a point because you resurrected them for some reason. So yeah, Primus Medicae I'm never 100% sure on. Can be brutal on a bike though. Sticking with a bike and a pack of jet bike squads, horrible. Next, we've got Vigilator, Wargear, Chameleoline and Bolter, Kraken, Tempest or Scorpius Bolts. May replace a power armor with scout armor for a 4+ save. This game's in the Infiltrate and move through cover rules for free. May not take combi weapon, boarding shield, power fist, thunder hammer, lightning claw, bike, jet bike or Terminator armor. Special rules, scout and sniper. Sabotage, after both players have deployed, but before the first game turn, select a single enemy unit or fortification on the table, not an independent character. Roll on a d6. On a 2+, that unit suffers d6, strength 5, AP 6 hits. Targets are struck against their weakest armor, value. Casualties are allocated by the opposing player and do not cause morale checks. A single sabotage attack may be made for each vigilator in the force. If both sides possess them, roll off to determine which side goes first. So he's like your scout, sergeant, sabotage guy. Could be fun, could be fun. 85 points that come in. Siege Breaker. War gear, Nunciovox. May take up to 3 Phosphex bombs for 10 points each. You get Medusa siege tanks in the army, exchange the normal shells for Phosphex shells for free. Art of Destruction. The Siege Breaker has the Tank Hunters and Wreckers special rules applied for all of their own attacks, and also confers these rules to the heavy weapon shooting of attacks infantry unit they join. So you could stick them in a heavy support squad and they all get Tank Hunter and Wrecker. That could be brutal. That could be really brutal. And then you get the Moritat though. This guy's interesting. This guy's been errated. Because he was insane. He was awesome though. A Moritat is 45 points. Additional bolt pistol and rad grenades. May not take a combi weapon, boarding shield, bolter, power fist, thunderhammer, lightning claws, bike, jet bikes or terminator armor. He special rules, he gets scout and counter attack, and he also gets chain fire. When attacking with the pistol weapons, the Moritat may declare a chain fire attack. For every successful hit that they make, an immediate additional shooting attack with this weapon against the same target, and may continue doing so until they miss with the weapon. Note that the Gunslinger special rule applies so the Moritat may fire 2 pistols at once. After they have made a chain fire attack, they may not assault in that player turn or use shooting attacks in the following turn. That's a brutal rule. Absolutely brutal. I think it's been errated though, because you could just stick him with 2 plasma pistols. No, he just keeps on shooting. Because he's BS5, hits on 2s. So basically just roll a 1 and then the other one just keeps on shooting. Swords Law though, 90% of the time you will roll a 1 the first round. You also get Lone Killer. Moritat may not be taken as a compulsory HQ choice, only as an optional HQ choice, and may never be the army's warlord. Note that this means a Moritat may not be taken as part of an allied contingent. Okay, so it can't be taken as an allied contingent. They may not join units or travel inside transports with other units except Legion Destroyer squads. They may not benefit from any blessing type, psychic powers or leadership bonuses, leadership rerolls, or other beneficial special rules provided by the friendly models or army-wide effects, which are the result of a Rite of War. Basically what happened is when this guy first came out, people stuck a librarian next to him and gave him a blessing which gave him twin linked. So this guy was basically just carried on shooting until whatever he hit died. But yeah, they arrived out for good reason. Good reason. Okay, Legion Command Squad. What we got after this? We're into these. So this will be the last one. Legion Command Squad is 100 points, and you get 2 Space Marine Chosen and 1 Legion Standard Bearer. The war gear, they get Artificer Armor, Bolter, Chosen only, Legion Standard Bearer, Legion Standard, sorry for the Standard Bearer only, Bolt Pistol, Chainsaw or Combat Blade, Frag and Crack Grenades, Terminator Armor or Cataphract Armor, Combi Bolt or Power Weapon, Legion Standard, blah 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 blah. Special rules, they get Legion Astartes, Chosen Warriors and Retinue. Dedicated Transport, so they can take a Rhino or a Proteus Land Raider as their dedicated transport. Okay, and it's just saying if you got a Rite of War, you can change that. Options, you can have 2 additional Space Marines for 20 points each. They can take metal bombs for 25 points. Any member of the squad can take a combat shield. Okay, so they can exchange their combat blades for heavy chainsaw, charnel saber, power weapon, power fist or lightning claw, plasma pistol. Okay, they can exchange their bolter for a combi bolter or a Volkite charger. If the Legion Praetor has either a jump pack or a Space Marine bike or jet bike, the command squad may also be identically equipped for the cost shown below. If any of the options are taken, the squad may no longer take a dedicated transport, every member of the squad must be identically upgraded. So if you take jump packs, you got to take jump packs. Bike with twin link bolters, yeah. Special option, Terminator Bodyguard. Okay, so basically that's saying, yeah, you can have Terminator armor, but if you do, everyone's got to have Terminator armor. It only costs 15 points per model. They can swap their combi bolter for a heavy flame, a Reaper or cannon, or a plasma blaster. The standard bearer can exchange his bolter for a combi bolter for a combi weapon or a Volkite charger. Standard bearer. Oh, sorry, any Terminator. Any Terminator can do that. Any Terminator can also exchange it for a Power Fist, Lightning Claw, Chain Fist, Thunder Hammer. You can have a pair of Lightning Claws, you can have Grenade Harness, you can take a Land Raider Phobos if you're under 5 models. Retinue. A Legion Command Squad may only be chosen as a retinue for a Legion Praetor or Legion Special Character with a Warlord Special Rule, and may not be taken as part of an army on their own. They take up a single force organisation chart, sorry for knocking the camera, choice with that Praetor, but do not have to be deployed with them and are treated as a separate unit during the game. So these guys don't have to be next to the Warlord. Probably would make sense, but they don't have to be. So yeah, that's the HQ section. My throat is killing me after that, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Let me know what you think. Thank you to everyone for the kind words and everything. Oh, stuff's moving on my desk here. Let me know what you think. As I said, I've probably got some stuff wrong. It happens. I'm reading words. Everyone interprets stuff differently. So, it just happens. If you do have any like updates and stuff like that, stick it below, because it's good. If people are reading, watching this back later, they can be updated with updated rules, etc, etc. Generally quite interesting. Next video we're going to have a look at the Lords of War. They're particularly fun. And then after that, I may do a video in between on close combat weapons. But in between that, after that, sorry, we're pretty much done on that. So then we can have a look at, we can have a bit of a roundup, see what we think, stuff like that, and then we can start going into a bit of the fluff and stuff like that, and talking about other legions and what they can do, and options, and building army lists, and all that fun jazz. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it steady, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.